All right, everyone. So as we prepare to transition from CodeHS to doing our own thing off of that platform, I need to introduce you to the development environment, the place that we're going to write our code that we're going to use online. So there's a lot of different development environments for Python, a lot of different editors and compilers and so forth that you can use to run your Python code, some of which you have to install on your own computer, others of which you can use directly through your browser. They're all on the cloud in the internet. So we're going to use one that's on the cloud, in the cloud, I should say, because installing stuff on your individual computer can be problematic. So we want to have the easiest and most efficient solution possible. So that is to use something in the cloud. So we're going to use an editor called Repl, REPL.it. Okay, and I'll leave a link to the website in our material so you can go directly there. But essentially what I want to show you is just how to get set up, so how to create an account and how to navigate your way around the space. Okay, so this is the landing page. When you type in repl.it into your browser address bar, you get to a page that looks like this. So what you're going to want to do is here in the upper right-hand corner, you see there's a login and a sign up button. Now, some of you may already have accounts on this site. Most of you probably don't, I'm guessing. So what you're probably going to want to do is click on the sign up button right here. Okay, now the nice thing about Repl is that you can use your already existing Google account if you want to. So if you want to use your Kalani HS account, feel free to do that. Or if you have your own personal Google account that you want to use, feel free to do that one also. Or you can just create an account from scratch by making up your own username, email, password, etc. Okay, but either way, you're going to want to sign up for an account on Repl. Okay, now let me go back since I already have an account, and let me sign in using my account just to show you what it looks like. Okay, so once you have an account, you come back to the sign-in page. I'm going to use my Gmail account. And then once I sign in, I get to a kind of a dashboard that looks like this. Now I already have stuff here because I've been using Repl for years. So I already have stuff here, but you'll probably have, kind of just a blank slate if this is your first time logging in. So what you probably want to do from here is you want to go to, on the left side here, you see there's kind of a menu of places you can go. Let's go to this place here, okay, that says My Repls. Okay, a REPL, that's kind of just a shorthand for a program or a piece of code that you've written. So I'm going to go to My REPLs. Okay, and then that takes me to my directory structure. Okay, so this is where you can access all of your REPLs. You can make folders if you like to organize things by folders, or you can just put them all in one place. I recommend making folders because that's kind of an easy organizational thing. So you can go here if you want to create a new folder. And you can nest folders also, so you can have kind of a nested directory structure to organize your work. Okay, but regardless of how you choose to organize it, let's go ahead and make a new REPL. So if you go up here in the upper left-hand corner, or upper right-hand corner, I should say, or if you go here, new REPL, there's a couple of different places that you can go to, and they try to make it as easy as possible to create a new program. So if I click on New REPL, that brings up a pop-up that looks like this. So this is where you would choose the programming language that you want to use, and then you can name it also. Okay, now it has kind of a list here of very commonly chosen programming languages, but there's actually a lot. So if you scroll down this list, there's a huge amount. Almost anything that you would want to program in, they have a language available on Repl. And obviously we're going to use Python. So we're going to choose Python, and you can name your REPL right here. So I'll name it my first program, and then you just click create, and it'll do its magic, and it'll take you to an editor space that looks like this. Okay, so there's three main areas in this editor. So there's this portion on the left here. Okay, this is your file space. So if you create multiple files in your program, or you upload pictures and things like this, this is where you can find those files here on the left. In the middle here, this is the editor. So this is where you're going to type in all of your code. And then on the right here, this is a place that we call the terminal or the console. So when you run your code, this is where you're going to see the output. And this is also where, if you need to interact with your program by typing stuff in, if you have input statements, then this is where you're going to type stuff in. Okay, now you can, if this file space, if you don't really use it, and in the beginning, we're not going to use this file space too much. We won't have multiple file programs or lots of different files. So you can go ahead and close this up. So if you click on this icon here, notice that closes up the file space. You can click on it to bring it back if you need to. That just makes more space for the editor and the console. Okay, you can also drag this bar here. If you want to have more space for your editor or more space for your console, you can drag that bar there. If you like to change how your editor looks, you can click on this gear here. I kind of like dark themes, so I change mine to a dark theme. If you like light themes, you can do that. I change my font size to huge just so that when I do demos and when I do videos, it's easier to see. So you can change your settings here. There's some other things here that are more advanced that we're not going to use right away, but we will later on. Okay, so let's go ahead and write a simple program. So in your editor space, this is where you're going to type your code. And we can do our classic hello world program. In Python, we know the print statement will print stuff out. So if I just type in my program here on the left in the editor space, and when I'm ready to run it, if I click on this green button up here, okay, this one that turns green when I hover over it, that's the run button. And if you click on that, then you'll see the action happening in the terminal side on the right side. So you can see right here, hello world, there's the output. Okay, so this is the Repl Integrated Development Environment, or IDE for short. So this is the place where we're gonna do our coding from now on.